Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Wherever you are.
Wherever you are, what a strange weekend.
Wherever you're going to be. The podcast will be with
here,
you.
I know, no matter what.
It is weird. I feel like sorry, I'm sleepy.
He has to yawn.
It's Monday.
Fine.
But it feels like there's this big snowstorm coming. I still feel that way, and I keep waiting for it to snow because that's what
but
normally...
you need with the coronavirus, you feel like something's coming.
Yes, there's when does the snow get here? Because when big snows are what closed school. And now schools are closed everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, but when's it going to snow?
Well, it's almost like, at least where our RadioU studios are, it's the fear of what comes next.
Right.
And you're just not sure. And it's been a big weekend of changes and things for the coronavirus. So we're still here. We're still working. We're still good. But a lot of people have been affected in some various ways. So we're just going to present what we have to present.
Yes.
And hopefully it'll help ease some of the pain or make you laugh or have a few moments of forgetting about all the other stuff.
Yeah, it's like we don't want to make it all about the coronavirus, but I'm not going to lie, that's just about all that everyone is talking about.
It's hard to get through all of it.
So there's a lot of that in the show today. The kind of stuff we're talking about, a lot of the closings that are happening, we talk about that. Our new social media hero that maybe we all need. David wants to know why I don't like Stargate. That made the show. We actually take a lot of text messages, so there's an element of there's probably some stuff that normally I'd be like, I'm not going to take time and tell you about Stargate.
But it wasn't about the virus, so we'll talk about it.
Nikki and I did have kind of a low bar on some things. We were like, this is not about the virus. We should talk about it.
We know you guys want to hear about some other stuff, too.
Yeah. So we talked Animal Crossing, the XFL, Nikki's Crocs. If you care about the Xbox, the new one, there's a big thing on it on Digital Foundry. We talk about that and where you can find links to that and some stuff coming to Netflix. So, yeah,
there's stuff. This will fill the time. This will help keep your mind busy.
Yeah. So you guys enjoy the podcast today. Please, if you got something for us to talk about or even sending us just questions that we can spin off of, text them to 877-2RADIO-U or email us RIOT@RadioU.com.
If you text us, make sure you include your name and that you're a podcast listener. Even if it's just say hello, we'd love to say hello back to you.
All right. Anything else?
Enjoy the day, whatever you're doing, whatever you can't do, whatever you won't do. Just have a really good day.
All right.
All right.
It is the Riot.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
If you looked at your social media feed at all yesterday, it was nothing but a bunch of people doing church from their basement or something.
Yeah.
It was just you wake up on Sunday and that's all that I saw. Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Maybe that's just a reflection of who my friends are, but they were all broadcasting church. So when we were all done broadcasting, I was like, we should eat. Well, the restaurants are still open, right?
Yeah. You didn't know at that point that wasn't going to work anymore after yesterday.
No, had no idea. I literally was joking. I was like, we should eat now. And that way, because restaurants are still open. Yeah, it's super funny now. If you live in Ohio, yesterday afternoon.
Other states, is it California and Indiana also, or Illinois? Yeah, there's others.
It is kind of hard to keep track of which state's what. But yesterday afternoon, I know for sure in Ohio, the governor had a press conference and he's like, yeah, as of tonight at 9 o'clock, no bars, no restaurants. Now, you can still do carry out.
Or you could do the delivery.
Right. The thing, I know this is really dumb, but I was just he said that. I had a Nikki toilet paper moment 2 hours later when I was
I had to feel like you had to go out.
Well,
what are we going to do?
I was just that means we can't even go to McDonald's. I don't go to McDonald's. I couldn't tell you the last time I went to McDonald's and sat down and ate inside of McDonald's.
Now that they were telling you can't.
Just that moment of we can't just go to McDonald's.
Go in.
What? What about Burger King? They're not even a restaurant. Not really.
Well, it's all just drive-through.
That counts, right? It's going to be
very odd.
It's odd.
And again, whatever keeps us safe, but I don't know.
Here's
I already got all my food delivery, which I would DoorDash and do all that stuff anyways.
Nikki, this is just somebody giving you a license to live the way you've been wanting to.
I couldn't afford that all the time. That was a special occasion only. The markup is crazy.
I don't understand. We take your job away. You order delivery? What?
I don't know how they expect people to be able to afford that sort of thing.
I don't either. It's certainly a public crisis. There is an element of, I just thought, I mean, they haven't closed gyms yet, but that's, it's coming.
How has that not happened already?
I just don't think they've gotten to it yet. But I'll just tell you what, I'm out. I'm not going to the gym anymore. I mean, I thought about it I think my last trip to the gym was last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I just remember standing in there like, this is not a good place. Like, if I'm supposed to be avoiding communicable diseases,
reason, yes.
and like we're all touching the same things after we rub our nose and wipe the sweat off our brow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then, like malls or the movie theater, how does that work?
Okay. Well, you know what? I got an email from every business I've ever done any business with ever. And if you want to know what they're doing at movie theaters, I'll tell you.
Nothing?
No, most of them are underselling. So like AMC, they are doing, say a theater seats 500.
So they're not allowing so many tickets.
Right.
Oh, because we have a Topgolf right here, and it had to close.
Oh, really?
As of last night.
Well, but see, it's a restaurant.
Yeah,
right?
But so is a movie theater.
Yeah, but if they just didn't serve food,
then maybe that'd be the workaround. I was wondering about all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're probably working that out, but yes.
They're really trying to make it where you can only work from home. And you can't do anything else.
I don't know.
Or do your classes from home, but you can't go out and do anything else.
I have to go to the store to buy some things today, like some electronic things, and I'm just like, I got to get down there. I got to go before they close it.
Before it's not allowed for a few weeks.
Right. And I'm hitting, and dude, I was like, they got that Wendy's breakfast out in front of it. I'll sit in the Wendy's and eat breakfast. I can't.
Well, you can. You just can't sit in the Wendy's.
I know, but that means I can't keep hitting the freestyle machine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, you can keep driving around the drive-thru. They won't stop you.
Hey, can I get a
free
refill?
refills.
This peach stuff sucks. Pour it out. Put something else in it.
They're going to have to be flexible while everybody's still doing their thing.
I ain't paying again. It's a free refill. I haven't left the parking lot.
It's just here. It's
you know who it is.
It's going to be a interesting day.
Don't give me that 219 crap. You fill this cup.
And you're going to see me one more time after this.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on RadioU.
One thing that I did think was kind of cool was, did you see that Frozen 2 hit Disney Plus this weekend?
I saw that Disney Plus was offering a few things ahead of time,
right,
since so many people are now stuck inside.
Right.
So I did see that, and it was something with the Star Wars one.
Okay, so
but is that just out early to buy, or is it out early on Disney Plus?
Frozen 2 hit Disney Plus 3 months earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Which what I thought was funny is that going through Twitter, a lot of people are like, that is so nice. And I saw many people tweeting like, thanks a lot, Disney Plus. Now we're stuck inside and we have to watch Frozen 2
True.
over and over again. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that. Then, yeah, the new Star Wars thing hit, and it was supposed to come out to buy like on demand or, video, digitally on Tuesday. So tomorrow, but they made it available sometime late Friday night.
To still buy, or is it
buy,
also on Disney Plus?
You have to buy it.
So that one's different.
Let's not be ridiculous now.
I didn't know what they were offering.
Right. No, you had to buy it. And so I was Friday night. Do you ever notice how when you're up late and you're making dumb choices and you're just like, I was like, should I get the Division 2 DLC? Should I buy Rise of Skywalker? Should I this? And I was like, you know what? Let's go to bed. And then tomorrow morning,
we'll see what we feel like then.
Let's see if we need to buy anything. And in the morning, I was like, I don't need to buy.
At nighttime, you're not at your best. You're not at your strongest.
They knew that.
That's why they do those things.
They were pumping that stuff out at night, just like, come on, we got this guy right here. So no, I did in the afternoon buy that Division 2 DLC, but I had a clear mind then when I did that.
So Dan just texted. He's in Nova Scotia, and he was saying, good morning. In Canada, our national gym. You guys have a national gym called Good Life Fitness announced they're closing this morning until further notice.
What?
Yeah.
National gym?
They have like a national gym. Dan or Don, what does that mean? Like, is that the one that's everywhere, or?
It says that I can get a bikini body in 60 days.
Well, not anymore. Everybody has permission to gain weight. to not have to feel like you have to be on a diet.
All right. Good.
No one's going to the gym.
We'll just have to, I got to look into that.
I'll see what it is.
Yeah.
Well, Don, thank you for texting.
Yeah, seriously. And like we said, we're here, 8772 RadioU.
And then Andy's, he's in D.C. He has up to 5 months paid leave available. He just wanted to tell you that, Obi.
What?
He just wanted to let you know.
Hey, Andy,
in case anything happens, he's got paid leave.
Are you familiar with the term hand to mouth? Yeah.
So anybody...
That's what radio is.
When we were saying text us about anything you want to talk about, let's not throw things at us like that.
Nah, you know what, Andy? If you got some leave, take it.
Take some if you can.
Good time to take some leave and do what you got to do. For everybody else, we'll just keep scrambling.
Well, he was saying he wants to take it to watch Stargate. To go watch all that.
Now you're just a jerk.
I'm just throwing that in
Now you're
his
just
face.
a jerk.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On Radio U.
Yeah, I was going to go out in public today, but I don't know if you saw this. Taylor Swift told me to self-isolate, so... I mean,
well, if you
I
weren't
didn't
going
believe
to
the
beforehand.
president or the governor or all these people. But guys, Taylor Swift wants me to take it seriously, so I'm changing everything.
And now to become an issue where all these celebrities are telling you what to do now.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
Not everybody likes that all the time, even though a little self-isolation thing is fine.
It's fine.
It's just, how is someone telling you to do it?
Well, one of the ways that I was planning on self-isolating, thank you, Taylor, was that I was going to go to the grocery store at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I was like, yeah.
But you can't.
Not anymore?
Not anymore because they're closed. For most grocery stores are now having altered hours.
Okay, so depending on grocery stores, most of them are regional, though they all report to the same 3 big companies. No, really. Follow the money. But like locally, a couple of the grocery stores I saw, it was like Sunday afternoon. They're like, hey, we're only going to be open from like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. or something like that. And I was like, all right, okay, that's fine. I can still get to Walmart. I'll go over there at like 4 a.m. before the show. I'll never see people. And then Walmart came out and they're like, yeah, us too.
Well, they're not going to have the long hours.
Yeah, so they're going to be 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And that's a nationwide thing.
Everything's going to become delivery or pickup. That's all it's going to be.
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
But, I mean, I was just reading how Amazon's running out of things now, too, for their food pickup.
Well,
what are you going to do?
Well,
I'm not supposed to touch my face, but my face itches today. Don't touch the thing. I'm not supposed to touch.
Nikki touched the desk and then immediately touched her nose.
My nose itches so much this morning. I keep looking at her sign like, don't touch your nose.
Touching?
This is so stressful. It's allergy season. It's so stressful.
Spending time
My
with some...
eyes are watering. I'm not sick, but I have allergies.
Spending time with some friends yesterday. This one girl, she was like, this cough is allergy related. And I was like, oh, yeah.
I promise.
I'll tell you what, we're just going to call you Corona Mendy now because that's you.
It's just awful.
You're patient zero for our friend group. Way to go.
Well, I didn't want you to feel awkward over there if you're like, could you please stop touching your nose? I can't.
I haven't even reached that point where I'm bothered by people touching their faces.
I'll wipe everything down afterwards.
Well, it's one person I saw online said the other day, yeah, but what about other people's faces? So maybe I'll come. Do you want me to come and touch your face for you?
No, thank you. No, I just meant like, I feel like I am wiping or I'm just touching my nose and stuff. And then I'm touching like, the keyboard or the mouse and stuff. So I'll just wipe it all down.
It's fine.
It's perfectly okay.
So that was a little disappointing. I actually was going to go to Walmart at like 4 o'clock this morning because I was like, you know what? Whatever.
Well, we get up earlier, so to go at 4 is not really
big
odd.
deal.
It's actually quite nice because then there's not a lot of people around.
Yeah. Well, so much for that. So it's off the table.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
During these trying times, I'll tell you who's really surging ahead. The rats of New York City. They're getting a lot of attention.
What was the one? There's been a couple of well-known like Subway rats that have made viral videos.
There was Pizza Rat.
I mean, it's not like they made it, but people took video of them and then it went viral. But yeah, Pizza Rat I think was the most well-known because he would just carry slices of pizza.
Yeah, he was a hero for us all. and he was stockpiling. So, I mean, he knew before we knew. Then I think it was last month, there was the rat that was dragging the salad bowl.
Yeah.
Because, you got to have a place, something to put the pizza in.
Is the newest one the English muffin one, or was that another one?
No.
It's the English muffin?
That's who I'm talking about. This weekend, we see a rat taking an English muffin from McDonald's into the subway. And you know what? You have to give him a lot of credit. Like, he's just working them stairs, like one at a time.
He knows patience.
One at a time. And I'm not going to reach down and take it away from him, right?
Nor are we going to, take it away and even try to eat it. It looked like someone had decided they didn't want the bun, like from an English muffin, and just threw it out.
And
but it was still wrapped up.
That's fine. So he took it down there. And so, I mean, again, they say some people they're having it's a bull market, and what's the other one? So how about this? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's a good one, all right?
That's one that we can get down here.
Your bun you couldn't possibly eat was this rat's most favorite thing.
He was just like, dude, it is happening.
It'd even be appreciative just of the wrapper.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So, I mean, again, difficult times for other people, huge boon for New York subway rats. Because in a time when there's not a lot of news to talk about,
you'll take it.
We'll take this subway rat.
Well, I mean, for now, the subway rides, like, people are not taking as many, so that it's down. So these rats, where will they get the food? Who will be the ones to go and film?
Where will they get the food?
What will we do?
What will they do?
We won't get as many of these viral videos.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
It's not official, but there are little hints around the corners that make it look like Pizza Hut and IKEA could be BFFs. You know what I'm saying?
So where this started from is in Hong Kong at Pizza Hut. You can get, since Monday or last week, a collab pizza where it's IKEA Swedish meatballs on a Pizza Hut pizza.
Right.
So that's where that started. Mm-hmm. Then people are like, ooh, what else could possibly happen? Because that's only there. It's not nationwide. And then IKEA unveiled an ad for a new, like, little side table.
They call it a pizza table.
And the side table looks like the little plastic pizza thing that goes on your delivery pizza to keep it from sliding around and getting the cheese to the top of the thing.
Yeah, it keeps the box up above the pizza.
Yeah, so it doesn't squish down. It looks just like that, and now it's a table.
Anybody else used to use those with your action figures sometimes? You just clean them off, and it's like
getting a toy.
Look, Power Rangers are having pizza at their little table while I'm having pizza at my table.
So it's the Sava pizza table that you can now get. I don't know if it's at all IKEAs or if it's just a Europe thing, but it's cute.
And so it's, again, not official, but everybody's saying the pizza that in the ad that's on the pizza table is a Pizza Hut pizza, even though technically there are no logos visible.
But they're just wondering, like, ooh, what else could that be, especially with the Hong Kong pizza being a collab with Swedish meatballs.
Right. So what do you think about Swedish meatballs on a pizza?
Yeah, I think that could work.
But okay,
you can get meatballs on.
What makes them a Swedish meatball?
Is the gravy.
See, that's what I thought. Like,
yeah,
it's the gravy. So the idea of that gravy. So what is it like? With the gravy is probably
soaked into the meatball.
Well, but don't you think it's probably in place of the tomato sauce? Because that's what they do with barbecue chicken pizzas.
I don't think it is in the Hong Kong one. It's just normal pizza with some meatballs on top.
I don't like that.
Is it not creative enough for you?
No. I don't know what they do or where the meat comes from in meatballs, but meatballs almost always make me sick.
Yeah.
From not long after I eat them, I'm like, I don't feel very good, and that just lasts forever.
Well, remember, IKEA in Europe had a problem. They know where some of the meat was coming from, and we don't do that.
Little horsey.
Little horsey meat.
Come on.
Giddy up. So that was an issue that they've overcome and come back from.
Do they eat horse in China?
They
eat a lot of other things that we don't eat, but do they eat horse?
I don't know how popular it is. Like, it's really popular in, like, Spain and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know about China.
We went straight from IKEA meatballs might be on Pizza Hut pizzas.
Who eats horse meat?
To who eats horse in China.
No, it's other European areas where horse meat is more accepted and not accepted.
I feel great about it.
Good.
Yeah.
But the Swedish meatball pizza, that's in Hong Kong. That's not everywhere. And I don't know if your local IKEA would have the pizza table, but that's out.
Just out.
Mm-hmm. It's cute, but
it is. It's nice.
If you looked at it, like if you just walked in someone's room, I don't know if you would catch what it is.
Someone would have to tell you. You'd be like, put some pizza on it. Look.
Then then you can get it.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, Radio U.
But something that I do want to toss out here is this, that I feel like we're right on the verge of this, but don't let all of this coronavirus stuff, and this is going to sound cliche, but I'm just sharing honestly, so forgive me if it's not as polished as it should be, but like, don't let it get you down too much, all right? Get outside. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go to the mall. You could go sit on a porch or open a window. The other thing that you could do is you're still going to need to get some exercise. And you can go for a run. You can go for a walk. And I mean, I get it. I'm saying these things. Not everybody is able to do those things. I understand that. But if you are still physically able, get yourself outside. And
don't feel like you're shut in.
Yeah, you don't have to stare at the TV or your web feed all day. Like, you don't. It's not good for your mental health, which is part of what I'm talking about. You know, government, national, state, local, people are trying to make sure that this virus doesn't spread any more than it already has, which is awesome. But one of the things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take care of yourself a little bit. You're going to have to take care of your mental health a little bit. And that may involve going for a walk. Going for a walk is not going to be the thing that gets you. So make sure that you are still taking time to get some fresh air and take care of yourself a little bit. Another thing is, if you're working from home or you're schooling from home or whatever, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that are going to sound ridiculous, but it's real. Get up, get out of bed, take a shower, and get dressed. You're like, what does that matter? Again, remember, I'm somebody that has some issues with my mental health. And so as a result, there's certain things that you have to do. And that is one of the basic things. It's funny, but they'll say, like, maintain some kind of routine and make sure that you maintain your hygiene, because those subtle little things send signals to your brain of like, hey, I'm up, I'm functioning, I'm doing these things, because you can't just lay around for weeks at a time. Like, you've got to get up and do something, even if it means, you know, you're going to like clean your freaking apartment, like whatever it is, like you got to get up and you got to do something. Nikki and I just keep coming to work.
Well, yeah.
So that, you know, there's
that'll help with it. But even if you can't and you got to do your work at home, you gotta make it a little bit better for you.
Establish something of a routine.
I think the shower is the most important thing. You got to get dressed and ready.
It sounds dumb. I get that. But like, do that. Take a shower. If you shave, shave. If you don't shave, take care of your beard. Like, whatever it is that you do that is like that self-care, physical self-care routine. It's a small thing, but that's worth it. And get out and get some air or whatever. And man, stop looking at the news. Looking at the news ain't going to get you healthy. Like, do what you got to do. Take 10, 15 minutes, learn what you need to learn, and then step away from it. Because, you know, we always got 21 Pilots over here for you. Little Mike Main's in the branches.
Everybody's always still here. The music's always still here.
Yeah, take care of yourself today. Take care of others too, but take care of your own personal health as well.
Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So over the weekend, people went to the movies. Kinda. Barely. They say that over the weekend, we had the worst box office intake since like 1996.
Well, I'm not surprised, because depending on some areas, you were encouraged or told not to go. So I think people are getting mixed messages on where a movie theater lies in this. Is it a restaurant? Are you allowed to go? Is it not? Or what are we supposed to do?
Well, what I got yesterday, I can't speak to every movie theater in the world, but because I was at one time an AMC Stubs Plus A-List whatever member, I have since canceled.
Yeah.
And remember when I was like, I'll say coronavirus because it's a joke. It's not a joke anymore.
Because you did say that. But you said they were underselling theaters to keep less people in.
Right. So they were saying that no matter what, they wouldn't sell more than 250 tickets for a theater, but they're taking theaters to 50% capacity to allow for social distancing, they say. So that was something they started. I want to say I got that email on Saturday. But yeah, over the weekend, the entire box office take was 50 million. And 10 million of that was Onward, which is the new Pixar movie.
But even that released a week or so ago and has done nothing like it should have.
Right. So they're basically saying that, like, it's not a good time for movies, and most movies are getting postponed anyway.
The bigger ones, yeah.
So I wonder, like, how long does it go on until they're just like, you know what, screw it. We're going to release this movie straight to on demand, $40.
I think that is something that has to be talked about. Maybe not necessarily from this, but as, who knows what the future might bring.
Right.
They should have other ways with it to be able to deliver the movie if they, maybe not the blockbuster ones, but I know they've done it with some of the more independent ones where it'll be in the theater and you can buy it early at the same time. But they haven't done that as much as they used to. I mean,
I do know that they have deals. So, I mean, like, they wouldn't take a movie that hasn't been in theaters necessarily and release it. So, like, Black Widow, for example. You're not going to just suddenly get Black Widow. Well, because what's happened is movie theaters have paid in advance for that, and there's exclusivity windows. And those windows are almost always 90 days, which is why it takes you about almost to the day, 3 months after a movie releases in theaters, you can get it at home. That's why that's such a tight window, because there are deals that get signed to make that possible.
But again, smaller releases, there's no reason why they shouldn't.
No,
or why they wouldn't go to do that more.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Like Emma. I keep saying that to Obi. Like the Emma movie.
Nikki says off air to me that the thing that's going to make everyone happier and everything better is the release of Emma. Digitally.
I already saw it in the theater, and I know, theater stuff's down so much, but if they just want to go ahead and release that early to me that way, I'll feel better if I can go ahead and watch it again.
You're right, Nikki. That's exactly what we should do. It might not be for
everybody else, but that will make me feel better.
I feel better already.
Good. I think you would like it.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on RadioU.
We won't be going to Vegas because there's not going to be much point.
So it seems like it's not just the casinos, right? It's the hotels with it too?
Yes.
So until May 1st, most of the bigger ones?
This is one of those things. This is not some government mandated shutdown. This is the company. What's the name of the MGM Resorts International?
So it's not all of them, but usually when one starts, the rest will follow.
So they announced last night that the Bellagio, the MGM Grand, the Mandalay Bay, the Mirage, the Luxor, New York, Excalibur, and Park MGM, and 50% of the city center, I don't know what all's there, will be closed.
Shopping and stuff.
Yeah, so they're going to close starting May 1st. Or no, excuse me, now
until
they will
May 1st?
Not reopen until May 1st. They say they're taking no hotel reservations until May 1st.
Gosh, can you imagine the workers?
That's 6 weeks.
That is so many people.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. 6 weeks is what that's going to take for that. And then they may reopen on May 1st.
I was last night starting to think like, oh, well, what are some of the things we can do while we're not traveling at home? A lot of spring cleaning, a lot of things where you got to still stay busy even though you can't go to all these places.
Right.
Or no vacation, no spring break.
To me, what's interesting is just how much for some people, like depending on your state, restaurant workers, or in this case, employees of these casinos and hotels, there's a huge change. But like as of at least now, I'm just still doing my job.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? So it is
a lot more people than you realize. Things still are just as they are.
Right. And so I'm not trying to be in any way callous to people that are going through obviously, some people, their lives are changing drastically. But as of right now, I'm still going to work. And that's kind of...
Yeah, the toilet paper thing, but outside of that lessened.
Not exactly the same.
Well, no, I mean, that was, for some people, as hard as it got, where for others, it's going to be way worse.
It's going to be way worse. So everybody keeps saying it, but I think there's something to it. Look around, see what you can do to help out. Help your neighbors, of course, in a socially distancing way. So
again, you don't know what to do.
There's an element of that.
Just make sure you're paying attention to everybody. Some might need more help than others, depending on how their situation's changed.
Well, I'll tell you what you're not doing. It's funny, not funny, but where was I? I was somewhere yesterday, and the girl working the counter was like, oh my gosh, flights to Vegas round trip are only $50. Now you know why they're only $50.
There's still places to stay, but
it's
not going to be the bigger ones or the casinos.
Off the strip.
Well, where there's I can't believe this buffet is only $1. Places like that where you wouldn't want to risk it normally.
Yeah, probably not. And so you're saying they're not taking the steps?
I don't think they are self-imposing a time of closing when maybe some of them should.
Seems reasonable.
They should have anyways.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Got a text here from David that is, it's complicated, but I'm going to try. Here's what he says. Obadiah, I just want to know why you're so against Stargate. My wife and I were talking this weekend, and we can't figure it out, especially since you enjoy Star Trek, Star Wars, and other sci-fi shows.
I assume you would probably like that one.
Thanks, David in Columbus.
Do you like being the topic of conversation of
Yes,
someone is having over the weekend?
David, it's hard for me to explain this to you, but there is and
which one's the one you don't like?
Is the one, okay, there's a movie from the 90s that I actually like that movie. It's the movie that the guys that made Independence Day, they made Stargate first. So, they made Stargate, and then, a couple years later, they made Independence Day. Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin. So, I liked Stargate. I watched some of the TV show, and it is hard for me to explain this to you, but there is certain kinds of science fiction. I will watch really, really crappy stuff. I will.
Old and weird science fiction stuff.
But there are certain kinds where I'm just like, this... I don't know how to explain it. It just has a vibe where I'm like, this is cheap and cheesy. And that's how I feel about Stargate. There's something about it when I watch it where I'm just like...
Was it on Sci-Fi or what was it on?
It was on, I think so. I think it was on Sci-Fi. And a lot of people, when I was watching Battlestar Galactica, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give Sci-Fi's other shows a chance. And I was like, I just can't. This entire show is them running through the woods in Vancouver.
But they don't say it's in Vancouver. It's Space Vancouver.
It's Space Vancouver.
It's space time.
So I did watch, there was Stargate Universe. Mm-hmm. Of course, that's the one I liked, and that's the one that they canceled.
Listen, you don't have to like everything.
I just don't like it. I can't put words to it. And I get like that. Sometimes I will just encounter stuff and I'll be like, no, I don't like it.
Now, for David and your family, as you discuss Obi during the weekends, that might not be the best answer, but he just doesn't like it.
But there's other stuff I like. It's all canceled, but it's out there.
You can still watch that.
Yeah, so I don't know why. I think probably some of the stuff that I did, I loved Battlestar Galactica. Maybe it looks stupid and cheap now. I don't know. And believe me, they ran around in the woods outside of Vancouver, too.
As does every space show.
They did a lot of that. They did a lot of...
Every sci-fi show belongs there.
Taking those tax incentives and working up in Canada.
Wow, I think I've seen this forest before. Where's this one at?
This looks very familiar.
Well, we were talking about it on Thursday and Friday because, at that point, a lot of people were talking about your classes have to go online. So you might have a little bit of free time to watch some shows, and people were pulling out some older possible shows you might start watching. And Stargate was one.
A lot of people trying to get me to watch Stargate.
I feel like it's not like it's a trap, they're trying to get you to watch it, but they really are trying to bait you into doing it.
Nikki, maybe I should just go back and give it a chance.
Maybe it's better than you thought.
Maybe I'll start watching it and be like, oh, yeah.
Before you know it, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks have passed, and you're perfectly fine because you watched all of them.
I'm a Gator now. Or whatever Stargate fans are.
Whatever they are.
If they're not Gators, they should be. You should play on that.
Will you look that up and tell me, is that really what they're called?
No, there's no way. It's going to be something else. Like, we're space commanders. It's something. I know, it's fine. I loved Firefly. Does that count? I really did. I liked Firefly.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's the Riot on Radio U.
In these trying times, opportunity presents itself. Nikki, did you hear the big news over the weekend?
Which one? The big news?
Bill Gates.
Big good news or big negative news?
Bill Gates is stepping down from the board at Microsoft.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying that I equal a Bill Gates. And Nikki, as proud as I am of you, and your mom and I just think the world of you.
I appreciate that.
I don't know,
think I'm a swap for him either.
But I'll tell you who is.
Who?
Both of us.
If we together?
If we combine our powers, the two of us might equal a Bill Gates.
I don't like Microsoft.
Doesn't matter.
I don't want to. Because then I'd have to carry that phone or do that. Like, I don't want to.
They don't have Windows phones anymore.
That's true. You're right.
You're good. No problem. And you know, I'll bet you go to
I'll
the
just
Microsoft.
go in and be like, can we just be Apple?
No, here's what I'm telling you. The two of us go in there. And in fact, I'm going to help you. Let me do the talking. Okay. You don't, every time you're like, tell them to be.
Every time I feel negative with it.
Tell them to be Apple. I'll be like, shh, just let me handle it. And Nikki, what we'll do is you and I will cash the checks. We'll just split it down the middle and we'll divide up the responsibilities. I'll make sure that we don't say anything that's offensive to the brand.
I think, though, that they're probably going to move someone up who's currently in a higher position
Which
anyways.
is a huge mistake.
They're not just going to bring in from the outside.
They need an outside pair of voices that, think about the fun that we could bring into a meeting, right? I mean,
I don't know if that's going to be their style.
I think they should. I
Like,
think they should
guys,
consider it.
we got this new meeting style. It's going to be in the form of a podcast, all right?
Okay.
Get ready. You don't even have to come in.
If you guys have something to say, you text it in, and if they like it, they're going to read it.
We join in it on the podcast.
So, and we could even do callers and stuff, and we're like, all right, we've got Bob from accounting over here. Bob, this text sucks. I'm not even going to read it.
Sorry, Bob.
I'm not
you're
even
out.
going to read it.
I don't know, but I did see that he was stepping back to obviously move towards his charity projects that he works on.
That's right, Nikki. So what do you think? Like you and me, Microsoft Board of Directors.
I don't think it has anything to do with if we want to.
Don't they publicly have to post the job opportunity? Isn't that a thing? Don't they have to do that? And then they have to give us an opportunity to
it's
apply?
It's not like a normal job.
Don't they have to put that in the newspaper and several other like public places?
No, like for some companies, you have to publicly disclose like a job opening and stuff, and you have to provide an opportunity for everyday people to be able to show that they could possibly sign up for it. This is a board of directors jobs. I think you have to be like nominated.
That's ridiculous.
Someone has to you'd have to get someone in there on our side to nominate us in.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's see what kind of dirt we have on people.
And we don't know anybody currently on the rest of the board, so expectations for that are pretty small.
We'll set some traps. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah.
Like, let me get to work on it.
We'll get in there, guys. I don't know what we'll do once we're in there, but we'll get in there. Make money.
When you're on the board of directors, all you do is show up twice a year, cash a check. Probably. I mean, what with all my extensive experience being on boards of directors.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
I want to say good morning to Kyle.
Well, if this isn't an interesting spin on what all's going on.
Perfect. Kyle says, during this trying time of COVID-19 and social distancing, Nikki can discreetly buy some Crocs.
It has been talked about for the last couple of weeks, and I am fascinated by Crocs, that they're still around and that they're still popular and they're still collabs.
They're having the resurgence.
Yeah.
Like Crocs they're actually kind of back. And the wave, it seems like the wave is still coming in.
So I was fascinated by them, and I thought, I just want to try one on. I want to see why people still buy them or why is it an actual thing. But I am I'll be honest, I'm slightly embarrassed to try them and wear them. But everybody thinks I should.
You should.
Or you don't. You think I should not.
I think you absolutely should.
So he was meaning like because, you're supposed to self-isolate, like you can go and get them or have them delivered and then get used to them by yourself before we can all go back out to go see everybody.
Perfect.
I don't know.
Perfect.
I'm not sure.
Nikki, I think you need to go get some Crocs.
I saw
it's your time.
I saw someone online who got the Peeps one. That's what started most of the conversation. They did a collab with Peeps, and so they're these brightly colored Crocs, and then they have is it the gibbets, the little charms on top?
Sure.
They have these 3D sort of peep-looking ones that go on top of your shoes.
Yeah. Well, Nikki,
That
it's
would
time.
not be the pair I'd start with.
No, think about this. Like, I think that, we have two things here. Kyle says that, this social distancing is a great time for you to go buy some Crocs, but you have to wonder, like, you're in the store trying on all these other shoes that have been on people's feet. Like,
am I supposed to do that, or do I just order?
Well.
But then I also don't really want to buy any. I just want to try some on.
I think today is the best day. Just go to the store.
Before they close the malls?
Before they close the malls.
Before everything else is closed?
Before they shut it all down, get over there and get it. That's what I think you should.
I don't think so.
Didn't we just hear a band in Kansas say, go get it?
I don't think so.
Just saying. Is that a band in Kansas? Yeah, whatever.
But thanks, Kyle, for texting.
Yeah. It seems like a good idea. Also got a text here from Sharon. She says, Obadiah, I was influenced by you and upgraded from a cheap Android to an iPhone.
Hey.
And you're right. It's life-changing. Why did I suffer for so long?
Now, before all the Android users get mad at that comment, Obi and then I guess, Sharon saying as well, they had the inexpensive Android phones.
I did.
So in comparison to like the nicer iPhones, it's better when you switch.
I bought a used iPhone 10, and it's one of the best things I've ever done. It's so stupid, but every day when I pick up my phone, I'm like, man, I'm really glad I got this.
And you were so against
Man,
that.
I'm
When
really
you had
glad
your
I got
Android
it.
phone, you're like, never.
Well, like I started out that way. Over time, I cared less.
It got less.
Yeah, until I finally got to the point where I was like, we have to do something.
Well, Sharon, thanks for texting also.
Yeah, Sharon, and I hope you're enjoying your phone as much as I'm enjoying mine, because I'm enjoying mine enough to bother people.
And to tell others about it.
Yeah.
You can text us 877-2-RADIO-U.
Other people that have iPhones, though, I keep running into them, and they're like, you love it, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I do. I do.
But we're ready for a change.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
You guys know I'm a nerd. It's not like I try to hide it. But one of the things that I do love is people digging into tech and explaining like how it works, why it works, how fast it works, whatever.
You'll actually like to hear people explaining that.
Oh, I love it. Like I'm fascinated by it and stuff, especially one of my favorite things online, seriously. And it is like, listen, it is nerdy. Okay.
So plan to be disappointed if you're really not understanding how nerdy it gets.
Well, you know what I should have done? I've got some Xbox details for you, so hang through that. But I felt like you needed context first. The people at Digital Foundry are some of the best nerds on the internet. It is so great.
Is it a podcast or a YouTube channel?
It's a YouTube channel, and it's a website, and they're part of Eurogamer. So here's what they do. They will take a video game. So, like, let's say... I don't know why I'm thinking Metro Exodus. It came out on the Xbox One, it came out on the PlayStation 4, and it came out on the PC. And they will take all the different versions of that game, and they will take you through each one, showing you like what kind of graphic techniques they're using, what the frame rate is, like all these ridiculous different things. And I love it. I'm fascinated by it. Well, they have partnered with Microsoft, and today they have, like, literally minutes ago just launched like the first full-on, this is the Xbox Series X look. Like, I mean, no holds barred. They go through all the tech, exactly what's in it, exactly how fast it's going to go, et cetera, et cetera.
So they have the look at that today?
Yeah, and it's, again, if you care about those kinds of things, it's kind of a big deal because it doesn't give a release date and it doesn't give pricing, but just about everything else when it comes to what is it and how does it work, they have it.
How's it look?
Impressive. Like, looking at the specs, it would be it would be hard for me to start getting into the specs without it just sounding really nerdy. But here's their baseline. They're saying that it's basically going to be twice what the Xbox One X is. So, and one of their big targets is that they want most games on this console to run in 4K at 60 frames per second. So that's the target. The Xbox One X, the target was to run in 4K at 30 frames per second. Not everybody hit that target. A lot of people missed it. So just so you're okay with that. So we're clear with that. But it is, I mean, I haven't read it. I don't know, but I am looking forward to checking it out later.
Yeah, but you know what the most important thing is, and they don't tell you that.
What, the release date and the price?
The price is the most important thing. They want to get you all excited about the tech stuff first in hopes that then when they tell you under their breath how much it's going to be, it won't be so bad because you're so excited.
I do think it's very cool, but as for right now, I've reinvested in my PC. I'm going to be doing most of my gaming there. It'll be hard for me to not get caught up in the hype because I do love this stuff.
For that one and the PlayStation?
Yeah, but and I'm especially an old school Xbox fan, but all of the first party stuff that's coming to Xbox is coming to the PC. And
maybe it'll be cheaper. Let's just have a hopeful heart.
I think
maybe it'll be way less for both these consoles than we even expected.
I think these consoles are $500.
Yeah, $499.
$499.
In the 400s, then, they can say.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I will, if this is the kind of stuff that you care about, you can find me on Twitter at Obadiah RadioU. I'm going to tweet it. But I'm not going to tweet it from the main radio.
Put it on our Facebook page.
I'll put it on the Riot page.
You want to? Yeah. Why don't you put it there and then ask, are people wanting the Xbox, the PlayStation, or you got to be kidding me, I'm not spending that money on either of them. And then if so, what are you going to spend your money on?
See, Nikki, this is why we're a team.
Okay. I want to know what else people want besides that.
Yeah. I know what Nikki's like. Well, within a couple of months, I'll be able to get Emma on demand, so I won't even need a PlayStation.
So you're fine. So if you want to find us, go to RadioU Riot on Facebook, and you can post while you're there.
All right.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
So something that I saw over the weekend. It's not funny. But the XFL did end up getting canceled for this season, which...
Well, it makes sense since everything else sports-wise has been put on hold.
But it's one of those things where you're like, yep, I knew it. I knew the XFL wasn't going to make it.
Was this the first season since they came back?
It's the first season.
Yeah, that's too bad.
They're trying so hard to get this thing off the ground, and then Corona.
You just can't. Obie and I were talking earlier, like, what's ESPN and all these sports networks going to do? Not in the next week or two, because they can go off this Corona stuff for a while.
Right.
But what are they going to do afterwards where you still have weeks left of this?
Of no sports.
No sports thing. How are they going to fill all that time?
Dude,
and all those channels.
There's a video going around that's so good. Did you maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't, of like ESPN after coronavirus or whatever. Is this group of guys in a room watching bowling, and this guy bowls a strike, and they all jump up and start going crazy and just throwing their arms like they're throwing a bowling ball.
Yeah.
They're like, woo, woo. So I laughed so hard.
Because you need some sort of sports.
Gotta have something.
So if it's going to be bowling, it's going to be that.
Well, what I saw a ton of yesterday is them replaying old basketball games.
So it's to fill in for, we were supposed to have March Madness.
Here's the 2015 playoffs. And I'm just like, I mean, I get it. I know what you're trying to do. Like, you're desperate to fill time, but, I'm probably not going to sit down and watch an old game.
It's not that you're desperate to fill time, but
no, the networks are desperate to fill time.
They are, but then also people liked to watch sports.
Right.
That was a reason. So you're not getting the newer stuff. So would you be just fine seeing the old stuff?
I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, I have family members that, when Ohio State won the football national championship, I think they can quote the announcers.
They watch it over and over.
They have rewatched that game over and over. They own it on like Blu-ray, this, that, the other. So, I mean, there's precedent for watching previously recorded sports.
Yeah, people just like it. That's your downtime. That's, like us going to watch a show or going to play a game. That's what you like to do.
I mean, there are movies that I certainly rewatch. And what's another thing that I have noticed, and maybe this would be the same thing. I sometimes, if I'm like really bored, I've gone back and listened to old podcasts. Mm-hmm. So like there's a podcast that I like, and I was like, you know what? what were they talking about this month in 2011? And I've gone back and listened to a podcast that was, almost 10 years old. It's been fascinating to listen to, like the stuff that was, that they cared about 9 years ago.
So we did talk about the XFL, and where's your XFL theme song?
Oh,
Did you not get it ready?
I didn't. I forgot.
My.
And just to be clear, it would take me probably a solid 30 to 60 seconds to get it pulled up.
It's not worth it, but next time, if you
make sure I'm ready,
because they need that.
Right.
They needed
You're
that
right.
promotion. The song was created for the season, and now the XFL players, they got nothing. There's no season.
I am the worst.
So
I'm almost as bad as the XFL.
The XFL, for canceling, they vowed to pay its players in full.
That's cool.
So if you were a player, you're supposed to still get paid. They expect to refund tickets, and they claim it'll be back next year.
Yeah.
But that's a hard blow to be able to money-wise recover when the XFL, I think, wasn't like rolling in it because it was still new. So it needed the season.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it was a huge relief. This lets them make an insurance claim, and all of a sudden they have money to pay for everything.
They had a pretty good start off with the beginning of the XFL, but viewership did decline like expected over the 4 weeks, I think it was going. So
supposed to run a total of 8, I believe.
Well, they still had some left, but that is canceled.
Yeah. So at least they all getting paid. That's good news.
They say hopefully. They say they are vowing to do that, but maybe not right away.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Want to say hi to Rachel, who's bragging.
I'm so jealous. It's so cute looking.
Yeah, so she got the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, the one packaged with it.
Yeah, so, I don't think she has the game yet. I think she just has the Switch.
Meaning it's like, what's the word? Not skinned, but it's...
It basically is skin.
Yeah, so it's so cute looking.
So it's got, Nikki, what would you call those colors on the Joy-Cons?
Probably a sky blue and a sea green.
Okay, and then the Nintendo Switch dock has Tom Nook and his kids on it, I guess.
Looks like it on a little island. It's really adorable. I mean, it's cool. Not adorable. It's
Nikki
cool.
may have squeezed.
Oh my gosh, dude, if I didn't have a lot going on, I'd totally sell my Switch and buy this one.
Yeah, so, and on the back, it's got little Animal Crossing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Now, the game itself, though, comes out on Friday.
Friday. A lot of people, I've seen are out there trying to get it. I saw, of course, on Reddit, some people that had found Doom for sale early in Walmarts in Florida. Mm-hmm. And so other people were out, again, according to that, looking for Animal Crossing, and nobody had it.
Wonder if you could find if you went to Walmart and find an employee that just didn't understand, get them to bring it from out back. Because I'm sure it's there at this point.
Yeah.
It's only a couple of days. It must be in-house.
It's out there somewhere.
Yeah, it must be somewhere.
You're probably right.
Every so often you get an employee that's just like, yeah, we're going to sell it now.
Well, a lot of times you'll go to check out and they won't let you.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll scan it and there'll be a message that comes up that says,
like they might have it out, but it doesn't mean you can buy it.
Yeah, and so that's where people have just made a mistake in putting it out.
Well, I haven't pre-ordered the Animal Crossing one for Friday, but the Switch itself looks really cool.
So Nikki Kyle wants to know, what is our favorite console of all time?
Of all time?
He loves the original Xbox.
That's his favorite?
Yeah. Do you think you got one?
I would probably say the DS, the Nintendo DS.
I'll tell you what, this is not my favorite of all time, but I was just going to get an honorable mention for the Game Boy Advance.
Which one was that one?
SP. Do you remember that? We had those. You had a blue one and I had a silver one.
Oh, the little square one?
Yeah, and it would flip open and it would play Game Boy
small.
games.
I remember that.
It was really small, but it was also really cool. I think I may have played all the way through Zelda: A Link to the Past on that little thing.
That might be fun to find one of those. Like, retro gaming is still such a fun thing.
I'll bet you could grab one.
That'd be worth it. It's like $50 I see them.
Okay. The only question would be, like, do you have to, I'll bet you got to do some surgery and replace that battery if you want to take it anywhere.
Yeah, but it's still cute.
Dude, those things
you just
were
bring
awesome.
a little battery pack with you. Just keep it hooked in. Just walk around with it.
I wonder what kind of power connector it has. We'd have to look at that. You know, we should dedicate the rest of our day to this project.
To figure out how to make that work.
This is what we should be doing.
So that's your choice, the Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah, I mean, that's my honorable mention. If I had to just pick one where it's like, hey, this is what, you know, like you're going to play games on this forever, probably the Xbox 360.
If you have to.
Like, come on. That thing was great. So many great games.
Well, thank you again for texting 8772 RadioU. Thank you, Rachel, because that Switch looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. And Nikki's jealous. Officially jealous.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
It's finally happening, Nikki. They're finally putting Community somewhere that I can watch it.
So Community was... How many years ago was that?
Man, that thing was the dark horse from like 2013 or something,
It was on
right?
NBC, and there was a time when like every episode was amazing.
Yes.
They had this Pillow Fort episode.
I saw that. Before I watched Community, I watched that.
There were a couple episodes which were like super, super good. I can't vouch for like all the seasons, but it was at one point like the show that everyone was supposed to be watching, but it didn't bring in all the ratings.
Okay, let's see if I can find its first year.
And then it went to Yahoo, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Yahoo tried to come out with their own like Netflix thing.
Okay, first season, September 17th, 2009.
2009.
So
and it had
11 years old.
Chevy Chase in it.
Yes.
And others.
Joel McHale, people that you will recognize
Yeah.
when you watch it. So, yeah, it started September 17th. And as you said, Nikki, season 6 was on Yahoo screen
Because
in 2015.
NBC dumped it.
Right.
And then people are like, no, it needs to still stay around. So Yahoo tried to pick it up to try to make a thing out of their thing.
So Yahoo was going to be the new it.
And then
we were
Yahoo
going to stream Yahoo.
Didn't really ruin it, but they just didn't have the setup for it, so it didn't do anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back. I've never really watched it, and so I'm going to have to I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to check it out.
The paintball finale is possibly the best written episode in TV history.
I don't think
you'll have to look for that.
I don't know if I saw that one. I saw the Pillow Fort one, and I saw the time warp one where he kept going back in time or something like that.
David said the quarantine was the best. Community would be the best. It'd be a great quarantine watch. So if you're not going anywhere anytime soon, that could be something you'd catch up on.
Well, you know what? I just might do that, Nikki.
Where's it coming to?
It's coming. Did I not say?
No, I think you did. It's coming to Netflix.
Coming to Netflix, yeah. So that way I can just watch it and I don't have to...
you don't have to be stressed about where you're getting it from.
Nope.
Oh, it's on April 1st.
Yeah. So just a couple of weeks away, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
It's only available to stream on Hulu at this time.
I'm not joining Hulu.
With select seasons streaming for free on Crackle. Is Crackle still a thing? Crackle's owned by Sony.
Crackle.
Yeah, Crackle's another thing.
It must be. That's one of those things where they're just like, man, we're not going to get rid of it. Just keep dumping old Sony stuff on it.
They're going to keep it just in case.
All right, Nikki, Crackle. Right now you can watch...
I only watched on Crackle when Jerry Seinfeld did his Comedians and Cars and Coffee thing. It used to be, I think, on Crackle.
Yeah.
And then it became a Netflix thing.
Okay, so you got Hitman Agent 47.
Those are movies, aren't they?
Yes. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Dictator... Inferno, Sleepy Hollow.
No thanks. We don't need to watch anything there.
That's all on Crackle.
I don't care how many weeks we're quarantined. We're not doing that.
You know, if you're watching Crackle, you know it's gotten bad. You're at the bottom of the list. It's gotten bad.
No, I'll wait till April 1st. If you were a fan of Community, that'll show up on Netflix.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm finally gonna see it. I've heard people talk about it for like my whole life. But you know what? Things are going to change. Things are going to change.
This is a new spring and summer for you.
I'm going to catch up on this 11-year-old show. Yeah. Come on.
And you're excited about it, too.
Yeah, whatever.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I'm loving this, dude. Sevilla, Spain. They're in the middle of a 15-day quarantine, right? So basically everybody's just mostly stuck at home. So there's a guy who is a fitness instructor. And so basically he is out there on this roof surrounded by people that are in their
on their balconies and stuff?
their balconies, and he's leading exercise classes from this roof, and everybody's on their roof exercising with him. In their balconies, I mean.
That's such a great idea.
It is actually really cool.
I saw people like out of Italy where things seem to be quarantine-wise a lot stricter and tougher, and so people really are contained in their houses, but they were on their balconies singing and kind of being supportive to everybody.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see, like, I don't live in an urban area, so living in an apartment I think it would be tougher, but like for me, I don't know, we haven't been quarantined like stay in your house, so I'm probably just going to go for a walk.
Sure.
I mean, today I'm going to go to the store, go for a walk. Like, I'm going to be outside.
Some areas there, you're not even supposed to do that.
But I mean, dude, that is cool.
What a great idea.
Yeah. And I mean, you know what? The thing is, though, like, if you're looking for exercise, there are a lot of, YouTube, come on. Like, you can just find.
But some people want to work out
with people.
Yeah. And that would make it feel like you were doing something, even if you were still stuck in. So that's a good way to use your talents of what you like to do and get everybody else feeling better.
I will tell you, like, I really like, that's one of the things that gets me to go to the gym is I just like being around other people. I mean, I could work out, say, in my basement alone, but I like being where there are other people, like, and things happening. Feels like I'm part of a community instead of just punishing myself.
I don't know. I'm expecting today to be the day that gyms say they're closing. I don't know how they're not doing that already.
Well, I mean, to be clear, I'm not going to the gym. Like, I'm out on that. Like, I think we're done with that. At least for now. While they're doing all that to all the other places, it only makes sense why wouldn't this one be included? Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Good idea. And that was out of Spain?
It is. And I just like the fact, like, here's a guy who this is what he can do, and he's doing it to make things better. So think in terms of that. Like, is he leading exercise classes for the world? No. But he is doing it for his neighbors. So, what could you do today?
It's a very helpful thing.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
In Chicago, they're like, all he has is pink eye. What a relief.
Yeah, right.